What do you weigh?
What do I weigh?
Yeah.
315.
315. Is your nickname actually Big Mac?
People, I've had that before. Most people call me Big Mo, right?
Okay, this morning I did a story and I called you Big Mac.
Well, that's because I think Antoine started
Oh,
that.
did he?
Yeah,
Okay, I think it's good. I think it's good.
Hey, it works, man. I'm down with it. Big Mac.
All right, what's up, guys? We're here today with Morgan Macdonald, Big Mac.
What's up, guys?
We are going to be getting after a shoulder workout today. We're going to do some triceps too after shoulders. Morgan's a friend of mine. I actually used to coach Morgan years ago. And we competed together earlier this year, and Morgan beat me and earned his pro card. So Morgan is now an Ifbb pro. So we're gonna get through this workout here today. Morgan is 315 pounds. He's a monster, so I'm gonna try and keep up with him today, and we're gonna get after this.
This is ascension. Lift up to a new dimension. This is ascension.
You're trying to do this.
Yeah.
You're warming all that up, right? Just put it through different ranges. So you do 10 seconds there, and you push really hard. And then between the set, just feel it out. See if you're getting more range. And then we'll go to here, push hard, 10 seconds. Yeah, and really try and keep that arm straight out.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Yeah. So this would be a really good warm up whenever you're doing presses. You know, then we can even do this one. So picture doing this and just push hard.
So you never do these with like a cable?
You could do a cable. Probably a resistance band would probably be best.
Right. If I warm that area up, it feels the best when I press. Like,
Yeah, you get more freedom, right? More movement. Just come up like a Y formation.
Okay, so here.
Yep, and just really squeeze, isolate your delts. And you'll feel through here too, warm up, relax your neck, relax your head. Do like 10, 12 reps like that. Actually gets them pretty pumped up. Like when you're done, you'll see internally rotate, right, like this, and reach towards me as much as you can, and out. It's also gonna feel in here. And now, from there, come out like this, and go all the way down. Yeah. And come all the way back around and reach up towards me. And as you're coming up, internally rotate, and reach. I just like the way it feels in the whole shoulder joint, scapula, everything. It just sort of creates more freedom. So one thing I will say when people are performing rear delts is they're only focused on like, okay, I gotta get the weight to there and I get any contraction, right? They're like, and they contract.
I think that's me.
Well, it's like, let it start. Like really put a lot of emphasis in like, the movement is starting here.
Yeah.
I am starting to activate my rear delts right here. So it's like pull with the rear delt, sweep it out, and sweep it out. And then on the way down, let your rear delt control the weight, and it's stretching and lengthening the rear delt. You know what I mean? You're under tension the whole time.
Yeah.
Like in bodybuilding, we're trying to isolate, right?
So you're kind of like letting yourself kind of like reach a bit?
Yes, let it reach. So you're letting it pull the rear delt, lengthening. You're lengthening it now, right? This is shortening the rear delt. This is lengthening it, right? So really make sure there's a lot of control in that negative. You know, don't just let it fucking let the weight take you. Yes, exactly. That's perfect. And don't snap it back, control it back. Yes. Make it hard, right?
Feel the tension the whole way through. Right?
Yeah, like we're trying to get the most isolation we can of the exercise. We're not trying to make the exercise as easy as possible. That's powerlifting.
Yeah.
Right? We're trying to make it actually as hard as possible. And then there's also other ways that like creating tension and force, like the way you were doing it there, your feet were behind you and you were leaning into it. There's nothing wrong with that. You might actually prefer that way.
Do you crunch your abs?
Where I actually kind of force my abs on the pad and crunch down a little bit. And when I do it, you'll see I don't lean into the pad. I actually pull back because I find like I get I'm set better in the rear delt.
I can do that. That's kind of how I train my lats.
Yeah, when I go like this.
I took a note of that when you did it and then like forgot about it when I went to do it. Just did what I
kind of set myself here. And for example, it's what I really liked when I was down at Panada. Their chest pad's smaller and it's actually on an adjustable thing here. So you can actually pull it out to create that length in the rear delt.
And then you can really round it.
So that way you're already fucking set, you know?
Like maximum stretch that way.
Yeah. You know what's really great we'll do today then, if your traps want to take over, anytime you lean into a bench, so that bench that we just warmed up on, we'll throw it up a little bit more. You do your side laterals on there, leaning forward, your traps, and you're leaning into it, your traps are not going to be able to assist you. So it's finding things to break bad habits. So, okay, if we get your body to connect with that without using your traps, right? Leaning, your traps are out of it. Now when you go do your standing, your body has this new awareness of lateral raising without using the traps.
Yeah, it's like a new like neuro.
You got to break that bad habit, right?
That's,
Good. Good. Lengthening and stretching. Squeeze. Lengthen. Squeeze. Good. Then squeeze. I just like this because I feel like it's offering a lot more tension, cross body pull. The line of path for that rear delt is a lot better, more efficient than a rope that's keeping you here.
Right.
So it's pulling, right?
More stretch.
So, yeah, I'll just set my body and then we're just pulling in like a face pull, pulling across the body.
Just hard squeeze at the top of the centric.
And don't do this.
Right.
You want to stay just neutral spine, pulling.
So just keep the body in the same spot. Right?
Exactly. It's a really simple exercise. I think people overcomplicate it because everyone thinks like when you think about like rear delts, you think fly, right? Everyone thinks pulling apart.
Well, that's why like when I first grab those, because sometimes I'll do these for rear delts.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as I grab those, I'm just like,
Yeah. No, just pull to your face.
It's good to do after like you do the fly, because it's like
completely different, right?
Yeah.
So one cue, if you guys are trying these at home, pretend like your arm and your forearm is one with the cable. So that line of path, if we're here crossed over, this cable here is diving right into the forearm, into the elbow, and that pull, we're just pulling. The forearm is one with the cable. So it's a little cue you guys can use, make sure you're performing it properly. I'm sort of aware of now is like the dumbbell itself. I used to have a tendency to dip it down, which will make you stronger, right? But it's not putting more tension on the muscle. Because think about it, if we're doing a bench press, right? We have dumbbells and we're dipping in. It's not providing us any more stimulus because if that weight, for example, is going to take what, it's going to fall in, right? It's requiring no pec stability. But if we turn the dumbbell like this, what's happening? The weight's falling that way. It's requiring our pec to grab it and stabilize.
So if anything, let it go.
The other way for more tension, more stability of the muscle.
Same idea here.
Yeah, same idea with the shoulders, right? It's not really doing us any benefit to tip it in. If anything, it's gonna fall in.
Yeah.
But, but I do find for some reason, I'm able to be stronger doing that. So if I like, here you go. Yeah. I don't know if it's just old patterning because that's how I used to lift.
I think for me, it's like as the lift goes on, yeah, I guess like I want to do this. Probably do more triceps going, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think you should go to where you feel comfortable, where you feel like, hey, there's no impingement on my shoulder. Don't force anything. If something feels like someone's doing it a certain way, and they're like, oh, do it my way. And you're like, oh, fuck, something feels like, don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like you ask so many different people. Oh, like I was talking to Eric the other day. What's the best optimal way to bench press for a bodybuilder? Squared up, elbows tucked. Yeah. Like what's better? And at the end of the day, it's like they all have pros and cons, but it's like what feels better for your body. Depending on
long arm, short arm.
Depending on your injuries, depending on your shoulder health, depending on you know what I mean? There's so many variables.
Legend. Ooh, come on, nah. That's right. I'm forever legend. Yeah. At the base that I'm going, I'm forever legend. Yeah. When it's all said and done, I'm forever legend. Yeah. 어머나, 세상에, I'm forever legend. 어머, nah. That's right. I'm forever legend. Yeah. At the base that I'm going, I'm forever legend. When it's all said and done, I'm forever legend. Made no mistake, mama cooking every day. Rice and kimchi on my plate. Working on the holidays, no vacations, no whew. Left everything they knew. Came for the dream, that cool for the red, white, blue. Nobody got a pair of shoes.
Morgan has a tendency that when he's doing his dumbbell side laterals, his traps want to come into play and take over some of the load. So we're going to utilize this bench today so we can lean into it and help take those traps out of it. Now, whenever you're doing this and you're removing momentum, you're probably going to have to reduce the weight drastically. We're going to start with 15 pounds. Side lateral. So reach towards me. Good. Try and lateral raise wider. Reach your hand towards me in the corner. Yes.
Yeah.
Like I'm pulling on you too.
Yeah. That made a big difference.
Yeah. Instead of like if we were standing, instead of doing this, we're like, no, it's like somebody is pulling my arm as I'm raising.
I needed you to say that. As soon as you said that, it was like,
yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah, because before I was kind of like,
yeah,
you know, like old ways.
And when you do that too, it also, I think it's easy for people to cheat it and then shrug too, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like whenever that cue of like, hey, when you lateral raise as if someone's pulling you that way, I feel like it keeps your traps down too.
I was just gonna say, that's what keeps the traps out of it.
Yeah, because when we do this, it's like, wants to, and we're like,
yeah, it's like pulling up with the elbows kind of thing. But then when you're like this,
yes, it like relaxes. Yeah.
Put in 10. I don't even want to take it there. Cause I've been counted out so many times, I'm really losing count. So I just told myself my time will come around. Yeah, I'm a giant legend. I'm a giant legend. Nah, I'm a living legend, not forever legend. Come on, nah. I'm forever legend. Ooh, come on, nah. That's right. I'm forever.
So we'll see if this works for you. But what's great about this machine is because of what we were already doing, leaning forward, it's on a swivel, kind of puts you in that position already, right? So it's going to take the traps out of it. And it's it puts you in the Y formation as well. So like I was saying, you don't want to be here, you want to be here. It's the line of path with this, it's pretty much there. Spend lots of time right here and squeeze.
Okay. Learn a lot, yeah. I'm figuring out that a lot of my movement patterns have been like really off for my body and like trying to target the muscles that I need to bring up the most, which for me right now are like my medial delt, especially my shoulder. So like what Dorian's showing me here is just like, you know, instead like for most people, they can come right up to the side for that activation of the medial delt. But for me, I need to kind of bring things in, almost do like half a front raise, half a medial delt. And this is the first time I've ever done this. And my medial delts are blowing up right now, like more than they have been like in any time I can remember probably. So yeah, it's working out pretty good.
It's really important to find what works for you, right?
That's a game, man. It's all about finding the recipe, right?
Yeah, everyone's mechanics are different. You know, like Morgan has really long limbs, so
yeah,
things for his body are going to be different than someone who's, you know, 5'6", 5'7" with short limbs.
Yeah, different exercises are going to work for different people. So
yeah,
all about find what works for you and try to like perfect your technique. You know, push the weights up like when the time calls on it, but like also don't be obsessed with just that because there's so many ways to milk an exercise other than just like adding weight to it, right? So
yeah, people need to realize like the weight or the machine we're doing, it's just a tool.
Yeah,
it's a tool to get the job done, right?
Yeah,
it shouldn't be the focus of like, hey, if I don't do X amount of weight, I'm not.
Yeah, well, because sometimes going heavier can take away from the exercise. You'll get less out of it by going heavier on it than you would if you just drop the weight, felt the muscle like we're doing today. I think my shoulders are just like fried. I can barely lift my arms, you know, so.
Yeah, now if you apply those techniques that you're doing and over time, you're going to get stronger and be able to add more load.
Well, everyone's in trouble.
So when we perform this, if we actually drive, to take the rear delt out of it, drive this down, like you're pushing this machine, how it does this. Yeah. The whole time you're lateral raising, push it here. Don't be here, be there. So we're actually pushing this machine, we're pushing against it and lateral raising.
Really like swing out like type of feel.
It's gonna side delt, front delt, and prevent you from putting any rear delt into it.
Right. Yeah.
All right, that is the shoulder workout today, guys. Me and Morgan are gonna finish off, do some triceps. Laura has to go film Quentin. Quentin's waiting to work out. So we're gonna finish off some triceps. Morgan's here for a week, so we might be back in the gym. We might film chest on Friday. I'm sure we'll get some other workouts too. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to comment down below. Love hearing from you guys. Love seeing your comments. Appreciate all your support. Until next time.
See you guys.